So good afternoon, dear students, research scholars, and the convener of today's event, my very old friend, Dr. Subhash Jadhav. First of all, I congratulate the PhD awardees, Dr. Subhash Jadhav, Dr. Babasaheb Jogdand, Dr. Harshada Satgare. I also congratulate Dr. Archana Biwal, who could not come here because she is attending a meeting, and Madam Sada Scholar from Thailand, Dr. Janasama Sri Arun. I also take this opportunity to congratulate Dr. Madhuri Sawant, the Director of International Center for Buddhist Tourism, as today we are also celebrating the second Foundation Day of the International Center for Buddhist Tourism. And as you are aware, that in this last 2 years, Dr. Madhuri Sawant has established the collaborations with the universities in the foreign countries, especially for the Buddhist Tourism Center. And as the Executive Secretary of the Euro-Asia Tourism Studies Association, she has also established her linkages with the 40 countries across Europe and Asia. So this is a very big achievement. So today, as we are celebrating the Research Day, and the convener Dr. Subhash Jadhav has also made his point, his speech. So I would like to share, he has given the entire history about our research when we were students, when we joined as teachers, what difficulties we faced. But when Subhash Jadhav sir was working in our department as a contributory teacher, later on he shifted to Delhi. Again he came to our department, he was the adjunct professor. So as he told in 2017, when we founded this International Center for Buddhist Tourism, in that event, sir told in his address that we should celebrate this day as the Tourism Research Day. And we had the meeting. So initially I was very reluctant. I was reluctant to celebrate my own birthday as the Tourism Research Day. So for 2 years they were persuading me that we have to do this. And finally the day came, like they found an occasion, and the occasion was that I have completed 25 years in tourism, precisely 23 years in tourism academics. For 2 years I was also an entrepreneur. I had my own company when I was a student. So likewise 25 years in tourism, and today I have also turned 50. So they told me that, sir, this is the right occasion and we would like to celebrate this and we want to initiate the pending research day. So then I gave them consent. But I also put one condition: even if you are celebrating this day, as everybody tells that Dr. Rajesh is our inspiration, he has helped us in so many ways, right? So I told them that we will celebrate, you can celebrate, the department will celebrate, the research team will celebrate, but personally I will not accept any kind of felicitation for this particular day. It is incidentally that this day has been selected because maybe our scholars, my students all over the world, they think that I make a difference in their life. I am somewhere a inspiration for them. So So this is how we have started this particular day. And when everybody was talking about the inspiration, today I am also like to tell about my own inspirations, the people who have inspired me in my life. Now this is very different and this is very important for everybody to understand. The first person from whom I am inspired is none other than the greatest person who was born in this part of the world, that is Siddhartha Gautam Buddha. He is also known as the Enlightened One. Now you might be wondering why I am referring to him. He is not a god. He is a human being. But I consider him, and in many of my speeches in India, in Japan, in other parts of the world, I have made my point. Because basically I am a researcher. I am a professor, I am a researcher, I am an entrepreneur, I am a student leader. Today my friend and is my president of my time, Buddha Priya Kabir, he has also come here. So we have worked together in various aspects. So I have worked in all areas, but here today, when I say that Siddhartha Gautam Buddha, the Enlightened One, I always tell that through my research, I have proved that he is the first teacher of this world. In the entire human history, whenever you will find the reference of a teacher, there might be hundreds of teachers by hundreds of names in the mythology, in the history, in the ancient text. You can read it, right? But scientifically speaking, he is the first teacher of the world, and I believe that Siddhartha Gautam Buddha is also the first researcher of the world. Right? We know about the life of the Buddha, what he did in his life. He quit his family, he left his palace, right? He had so many questions in his mind. There were so many. Now we know the incident, what happened. He saw a particular person, a ill person, a sick person. He saw a funeral or the corpse, a dead man, right? So many things that made an impact on his mind. So the questions were in his mind, and to search the answer of his questions, he left his family, his wife, his son, his father, his mother, and the entire kingdom, and he went in search of the answers, right? So basically I'll just relate the research part. Now I believe that Siddhartha had some research questions in his mind. So he wanted some answers. So he quit his palace. Then he started his experimentation. The experimentation, he went to the forest, he lived with the sages, he went for the penance or the fasting, he did so many rituals, but he was not getting any answers. All mysteries were unresolved. So this was one part of his research, that is the experimentation part. Now he quit everything. When he found that even after doing so many experiments with so many people, the end result he could not get. So then he quit everything, and then he sat for meditation. So he sat for meditation, we know the Niranjana river and all. Sujata came and she gave him the offerings, and he sat there. Now when he sat for the meditation, what was that? So I believe that he sat for the thought process, right? It was the research process. He was having so many things in his mind. The research questions were there, the hypothesis was there, what would happen before, after, why this thing is happening. So many things were there in his mind, and he sat for meditation, and this research process started, and he attained enlightenment. So after attaining enlightenment, so I believe that this is the end of his research. So the result came and he concluded that, and he said in a very simple statement, the root cause of all sufferings in the world is desire. So that was his conclusion, that was his finding. And then what he did, he recommended, like we give a recommendation and suggestion. So Siddhartha Gautama, when he became enlightened one, right, formally got the enlightenment, then he concluded and then he recommended that you should follow the eightfold path. That is the recommendation given by the Buddha. And as today, whatever research we do, like the PhD scholars, they did their research. After completing their research or during the research, they will go for the publications. Right? This is the process. International journals or the books, so many things. But the Buddha, he never wrote any book. He never published anything. What he did? First, he shared his knowledge, acquired knowledge. Right? He shared his knowledge with his 5 people, his former colleagues, with whom he had spent so many years doing so many experiments. So first of the in the Sarnath Park, he shared his knowledge, and after sharing the knowledge, there was a debate. These 5 persons were not ready, or they had so many questions. So the debate went on. So I think that it is nothing but a research event. It is like a sort of research seminar, a research conference. They were having the debate, and once when they were satisfied, they readily accepted his philosophy. So that is, they readily accepted whatever findings he had. So this is the first time in the world history we find. Now I have related this. Most of the scholars who are already working on various aspects of various people or various philosophies, nobody would think on this aspect from the research aspect. But this is my finding, which I always tell. So this is a very important inspiration, right? So they had this, and I would like to make a point here that once whatever findings you have, like Buddha started with only 5 people, and the philosophy, the results which he has delivered, these 5 people, they spread it, they propagated this, and this went on, and since last 2600 years, this philosophy is spreading throughout the world. And what is the benefit? Hundreds, thousands, lakhs, millions, it is in billions. Billions of people have. This philosophy has changed the life of the billions of people across the world, across the faiths. It is not that the people who have accepted the philosophy of Buddha, they have become Buddhist. It is not at all. Any layman from any religion, if he accepts that philosophy, his life will change. So this is an impact of the research which the Buddha initiated 2600 years before. Again, I would like to tell about my second inspiration, and as everybody is aware about that, it is none other than Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. So I have done a lot of research on him, but I will just summarize in 2-3 sentences. There are lakhs of pages and thousands of books and articles written on the life and achievements of Dr. Ambedkar, but I never went into that. I thought that I have to research Ambedkar from a different perspective, and that research which I conducted, which was highly appreciated, like all people tell, the former Vice Chancellor liked the research. He told me that you give a presentation here in the university. Madam already referred to that. Then the book was published. I think my greatest honor of all these years is that a research publication of mine was published by this university. I never applied anywhere for the grants. Since the foundation of this university, the Vice Chancellor and the committee found that this work has to be published because this is a very unique work on Dr. Ambedkar, and whatever work I did, now this went, this spread, and this work is always, it is again reflected in the Panchatirthas of Dr. Ambedkar. We did this research in 2014. In 2015, our Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi, he declared the 5 sites as the Panchatirthas. We studied on 8 sites. Out of that, 4 sites were included in the Panchatirthas, and nearly 6,500 crores have been spent on developing this destination. So many good things have happened. So this was our vision. So Dr. Ambedkar, as you know, he is a great researcher of our times. So whatever he has done in his life, it is endless. Still, till date, we are just publishing the work. The government of Maharashtra is publishing the research work of Dr. Ambedkar through the life and the writings of Dr. Ambedkar, speeches of Dr. Ambedkar. It is being still published. So this is the magnitude of the research. So these two people have always inspired me in my life. And to tell you that Dr. Subhash has already told you, we have shared so many things that what we faced in our life. So this research, what we do, it is not that easy. Like Sir and Baba Sahib, they both told, there are certain hardships which you have to face. So here, I would like to give an example. When a person is doing the research, definitely he would be facing certain hardships. And my style of doing research is not the traditional one, where we just go on for the summary of the findings, which should be published in some good international journal or like that. My research is based on the policies. This research should be useful for the people, for the nation. This created knowledge should be applicable somewhere. Like Baba Sahib just mentioned about the sustainable medical tourism, where everyone in this world is talking about promoting medical tourism. I told that you cannot promote medical tourism in an unsustainable manner. It has to be sustainable. So this is the kind of research which we perform. And here we have made it a point that whatever research is being conducted in our department, it should be the pioneer one, it should be the unique one. As a student, I have studied 6-7 degrees, I have learned so many languages. So continuously, I was aware about what is being taught in the school, in the college. Like I have given you this example several times, that in the school we teach Baba Black Sheep or some other rhymes. Now these are the rhymes meant for that particular country. Rain, rain, go away. This is not meant for India, which is not having the rains. So the philosophy of the West is different, the East is different. The management theories which we are being taught in the West, the same things we are teaching here, which are maybe at times irrelevant. So my point is that the Indians should have their own theories. I always tell this to my to my students and to the teachers who come for the training programs. I tell them, I emphasize that everybody should have to make their own theories. So this research culture we have initiated, and I asked my scholars that you have to come up with a theory of your own. We should be different from the others, and that theory should be applicable for the beneficial for the society and the nation. So I think that I'm quite satisfied our scholars like Baba Sahib, the best research which was conducted in our department. He got 100 out of 100, the score. And for him, we invited the best professor who was himself a delete. And everybody has seen his Viva, the best one. He has come with some very good suggestions. Harsha, he has also come up with certain scales. He has developed the scales. Harshada, she has developed 2-3 scales. And her and madam's paper, they have been published in the real manner, reputed international journals. So this kind of research is there. But again, you will find that you have so many hurdles. Now this is the dark side of research. You have seen it in many, you might have read, you might have seen that people steal your research. There is plagiarism, so many things. But here what I feel, when a person, a good researcher is performing his research for 2-3 years, 5 years, and the people around, maybe they envy or they are not happy because of your research. So they will attempt to distract you, to disturb you. So this happens oftenly. Like one of my friends is sitting here, Abraham Patros, architect. His small project on the gates of Aurangabad, it was plagiarized by some renowned professor, and that professor published everything in her name. So his research is taken by somebody else. So many things happen. So again, I am reminded that when you are doing research, you have to concentrate. There may be several distractions. Again, I will give you an example. It is again of the Buddha. When he was there meditating, right, under the Bodhi tree, we have an incident. In the moment you enter in our department and you see the painting, that particular panel has been given there. And the panel is about Buddha, he is meditating, and the attempt of Mara. Mara is the figure where he is distracting. He's trying to distract the meditation. Means he is trying to distract the research process. Right? He is trying to distract the research process of the Buddha. Getting it? So this type of distractions, now Buddha was unfazed, right? He was still, calm and quiet. So he didn't attend to this, he didn't react to that. So a good researcher, whenever he is doing his research, or even a good teacher, he should never be distracted by his surroundings, by the criticism, what others are telling about him or his research. So we have to be very focused. This is what I have learned from these two great human beings of this world. And accordingly, we are performing our research. So today, I am very happy that my research work has been carried forward. And as Subhash Jadhav, my old friend, he has told that we had numerous times, we had some conflict in the research. And he has also mentioned that we are friends outside the department, outside in the home. We are good friends. But in research, I am very particular, I am very strict. I have scolded every scholar, the most to Pallavi. Right? Everybody I have scolded just to ensure the quality. Right? And what is the end result? The product. I will just explain you. I will just explain in 2 lines. Our former Vice Chancellor, Professor Chopde, who was himself a great scientist, who has worked with the Nobel laureates and all, we know that. Now he was always telling us in the last 5 years that a university is known by the professor. This was his famous quote. Every time he has used this quote, the university is known by the professors. I will go ahead of that. University is known because of the professor, but the professor is known because of his student. If you want to judge me, if you want to tell about my quality, you should not look at me. You should look at Subhash Jadhav. You should look at Anil Bankar. You should look at Mangesh Guge. He is the Assistant Director of AICT. You should look at Baba Sahib Jogdan or Harsharaj Satkare. These are my scholars. These are my students. So whatever I have did in my life, that is not achievement. This is my achievement. These are the scholars who have made their name in this tourism academics and research. The world knows about them. So that is what I always wanted to do. Right? The professor should be known because of his scholar, because of his student. So I think I am very satisfied in that manner, because my students, they are living in the remote places of the world, in India, or they are in the major or the metro cities, in any country. So they are carrying my name. So that is why I am very particular when I tell the master students that what you have to do, why you have to do, be very serious. That is the reason. So I think the last 23 years, whatever research we have done, whatever activities we have conducted, these were very fruitful. And all of my scholars, today only I will talk about the scholars, they are very, very successful. And as Madam Dr. Madhuri told in a speech, that we go for the very unique kind of research. Like the pioneer research. First time we will start one research, after 2 years, 10 years, 15 years, the others will follow. But they are definitely going to follow. Like I will give you one example. Everybody knows about Baba Sahib, CSR, Harshada, Sir, Madam Kot of child sex tourism. Nobody dares to take that topic. But we started that because that is a very important social issue in the country, in the world. So we have taken the these locations of Maharashtra and Goa. Along with that, what we did, like Chinmay Tiwari, for him we started we initiated one PhD research for him. And for his research, his topic is tourism, spirituality, world peace. We started in 2012. In 2014, the Honorable Prime Minister, in his first speech when he visited Bhutan, he made this speech. And he told that in India we should promote spiritual tourism. The work is already started in 2012. So whatever we initiate, this is not the first time it happens. Every time it happens. Like when we started with the first project in 2001, I initiated that Tourist Police, Problems and Prospects of Tourism Administration in India. After 13 years exactly, precisely, the ministry did the same work with the help of 10 universities, which I did for only 5,000 rupees grant in 2001, the same thing. So we initiate the research, then people will follow. That also means we are the leaders in tourism research. I can say in India we are the prominent leaders in tourism research. Nobody can come near us till date. So these are some of the research areas which we have initiated. There are so many other areas, like Sufism we started, and Sufism we promoted. Now the government, the ministry has taken up the tourism, Sufi tourism circuit or the Fort tourism circuit. So everywhere, whatever research we are doing, it is not being dumped. You can go in the library and you can find there are thousands of PhD theses, and there are literally millions of articles which are published in the journals which are having zero value. That is just the scrap. So that value they are having. But our students, our scholars, we ensure that their work should be cited. At least that should be taken up in some other policies, some of the policies, right? So this is how we are working. So today I will stop here, but I will also like to conclude that the process of creation of knowledge should not stop. It is not necessary that you should become a researcher, you should enroll yourself for a PhD. The process of knowledge creation should never stop. At your own level, you can create the knowledge which can be beneficial. And as Baba Sahib has given a suggestion, I had already thought about this, but I was just working on which aspect. It is not a matter of giving an award to a particular individual. Now we want to develop that research culture in the youths, in the young students. That research culture has to be developed, and for that we will be giving some or the other sort of fiscal and non-fiscal whatever is possible from us. It is not that we are going to give 1,000 rupees or 1 lakh rupees. We are going to give him an idea, or whatever idea is coming to us, we are going to approve that and we are going to help that particular student. So this is bound to happen. So with this, I thank Dr. Subhash Jadhav and the research team for initiating today's event, and it is your responsibility. My responsibility, I am always doing that, performing that. I am encouraging the students, I am helping them in any manner, whatever manner. But again, it has to be carried forward. This work, maybe Subhash Jadhav sir, he will not be here always. He is based in Delhi, or is always in some or the other part of India and the world. Baba Sahib is somewhere else. So you have to carry this work forward. And this is not only for a day which we are celebrating, this Tourism Research Day. It has to be continuous. These efforts have to be continuous. So thank you very much.